gears. Shift gears. And if you're ready to shift gears in your life, type it in the chat bar, shift gears. See, our thoughts, our emotions, and our behaviors work together to help us react to a situation. However, when chaos happens, our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors become chaotic. And we need to shift gears by shifting at least one of these components to help us navigate the chaos. Like, look, if we're very deep in our thoughts, right? Well, how do we get out of our thoughts? Well, I got to change my behavior or change my emotions, right? Change my emotions on what I'm feeling externally. If I have a lot of emotions, how do I switch my emotions? Well, change my thoughts. If I have emotions and thoughts and I need to change it, what do? Boom, change my behaviors. Now, I feel, and you tell me if you feel the same way, I feel that you should print this out or write this down so the next time you have a storm, a problem, a situation, you say to yourself, okay, how do I change my thoughts right now? How do I change my thoughts right now? How do I change my emotions right now? And how do I change my behaviors right now? And if this makes sense to you, can you type in the chat bar, make sense? Do you see how this can just change things? Now, sometimes it's easier said than done because it depends on the level of chaos that you're dealing with, the level of chaos you're dealing with, right? Let's go for strategy number 2. Strategy number 2 is to be able to identify the chaos. Now, chaos compounds because everything gets mixed up. Our thoughts become as chaotic as the situation. Then our emotions react to these chaotic thoughts, right? Take a moment in the chaos to just pause and write down your chaotic situation. Like I could share some of mine, dealing with engine blown up in my Navigator that's in North Dakota, right? Like that's a little bit of chaos. Now, once you do that, then I want you to draw a line to connect them to the categories of the life wheel. See, if you start to connect it, this is a life wheel. I'll share with this a little deeper meaning to this. But when you draw a line, like if you look at this, frustrating coworkers make me want to quit. Well, that connects to your wealth, and it also connects, right? It also connects to your career. I bet for some of you in business, that shit can connect right to your health. Type in health if you can relate to that. Can you relate? Like frustrating coworkers can feel like they're affecting your health sometimes, right? Or what about this? What about I'm so busy dealing with bills and life, stuff that I don't have time for, like health and hobbies. So if you're dealing with bills, it steals from your fun and recreation because you now can't go snowmobiling or fishing, right? Or what about this one down the bottom? Probably not for you. My kids are grown up. I still think when they're grown up, they leave clutter in the house. And what does that do? Well, that makes your place you live in not feel so amazing. And it also affects family because there's conflict. So as soon as you identify a chaos, and watch this, Philip, how this works. If you identify a chaos in your life, you start to write it down and say, wait, how many areas of my life is being affected by this one thing? And you start to say, wow, a lot of areas of life could be affected by this one thing. Now this happens, this thing, wheel here, we call this our stoplight life wheel system, because in a freedom tribe that we have and members that we work with their life on a weekly basis, we tell them, you know, don't ever hit yellow and red, because if you hit yellow and go red, by the time you're red, your relationship is on the way of destruction. If you're arguing with your wife, that might be yellow. If you're quitting on each other, you're red. And if you don't know when a part of your life is going to one wheel, tell me this. Have any of you just woke up one day? It's just a weird day, Jack. It's just one of those days. You woke up, you looked in the mirror and you said to yourself, it kind of looks like I gained a little bit of weight. And you're surprised as hell. You're just like, where the hell did that come from? So you step on the scale and you're like, whoa. And like, you're so damn surprised by it. Like, because you haven't been looking at yourself. You've just been in the patterns and habits and behaviors. And now you have chaos. You're like, oh my goodness, I don't feel good. I'm weighed down. I don't feel healthy. I can't move. Holy crap. Let me solve this. See, this here is a regulator for you to say, okay, I'm not feeling good today in this. Let's course correct it. If number 2 makes sense, can you just put number 2 in the chat bar if it makes sense